Change is the process by which the future invades our life. By Alvin Toffler. A very good morning to all the change makers who are witnessing today's session on the talk show of For Her World, Be the Change. I'm Priyanka R., a Raja Puraskar Ranger from Priyadashini Guide Group of Southern Railway State Bharat Scouts and Guides as the Master of Samini, and I have with me Miss Aparna, Ranger from Chhattisgarh State Bharat Scouts and Guides as the Co-Master of Samini. This particular session is exclusively for all the people who want to be the agents of change. We have received over 1,200 registrations from all the regions of the Bharat Scouts and Guides. On this splendid occasion, I request all the dignitaries, participants, and all the fellow members of the organization to rise for the Scout and Guide prayer. Pratana Shuru.
दया कर दान भक्ति का हमें परमात्मा देना, दया करना हमारी आत्मा में शुद्धता देना, हमारे ध्यान में आओ प्रभु, आँखों में बस जाओ, अंधेरे दिल में आकर के परम ज्योति जगा दे, बहा दो प्रेम की गंगा, दिलों में प्रेम का सागर, हमें आपस में मिलजुल कर प्रभु रहना सिखा देना, हमारा कर्म हो सेवा, हमारा धर्म हो सेवा, सदा ईमान हो सेवा, वो सेवक चर बना देना, वतन के वास्ते जीना, वतन के वास्ते मरना, वतन पर जान फिदा करना, प्रभु हमको सिखा देना, दया कर दान भक्ति का हमें परमात्मा देना, दया करना हमारी आत्मा में शुद्धता देना।
The Measure of Intelligence is the Ability to Change by Albert Einstein. With this quote, I'm very much honored and welcome our esteemed guest for the day. We have with us Sri Vadru Chinna Veera Badrudu, IAS Director of School Education, Andhra Pradesh State Chief Commissioner, Bharat Scouts and Guides. We have with us Bika Ram Meena, Director of Sports and Youth Affairs, UT of Lakshadweep. Shri P.K. Syed Ali, State Secretary, Bharat Scouts and Guides. We also have Srimati Padmaja, State Commissioner Guides of South Central Railway, and also a huge welcome to all the officials and the fellow members of the organization. Now, I request Srimati Darshana Pavaskar, Joint Director Guides, to welcome the gathering.
Namaskar and a very good morning to all the members present here. We have got a good number of presentees as well as a very good number of registrations which we had. On behalf of the Bharat Scouts and Guides National Headquarters and our Chief National Commissioner Shri K.K. Khandelwal sir, our President Dr. Anil Kumar Jain, I welcome everyone here present for this wonderful program called as Be the Change. I welcome Shri Chinnappa Veerabhadru, IAS Director of State School Educations and State Chief Commissioner of Andhra Pradesh State Bharat Scouts and Guides. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome Shri Bika Ram Meena, Director of Sports and Youth Affairs, Union Territory of Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep is a very new state where we have started working, and there's a lot of progress which has happened from last year. I also welcome Srimati Padmaja, State Commissioner, South Central Railway State. Ma'am, welcome on this wonderful occasion to be with us. I also welcome PK Syed Ali, State Secretary, Bharat Scouts and Guides, Sports and Youth Affairs, Union Territory, Lakshadweep. I also welcome our Honorable Director, Rajkumar Kaushik sir, for being present on this occasion. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Be the Change. Be the Change is a place where our young members, our youth, our rovers and rangers have come together to work on the various 17 goals of SDGs, where the girls and rangers are taught how to speak out, to join a drive, to motivate a drive, to work on advocacy projects, which will help to create a difference in their surroundings. This toolkit will help us and support how an organization can take action at the same time make a difference around it. This Be the Change organization is being given to us by WAGS. WAGS is a global movement of 10 million girls and rangers around the country in 150 countries. And these unique toolkit help us to support the system and make change around us. Together, we can make the change that we want to see. Let us come together and understand how we can make the change. At the same time, today we are also celebrating World AIDS Day. World AIDS Day is for to recognize the people who are positive with HIV AIDS. So they have the right to live. Let us create that positivity around us and let us all come together to make this change. Come and enjoy, learn skills and techniques, how you can make a difference around you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I take this privilege by requesting the chief guest of the guest of honor to light the virtual diya and ignite the spirit of today's session.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Thank you so much. As we all know, the World AIDS Day takes place
Okay. Can I get it by touching someone? Can I get it by kissing someone? Can I get it by a mosquito bite? Can I get it from swimming pools? Are you confused? Don't be. HIV isn't that easy to be contracted. The 5 main ways it can spread are unprotected sex, from mother to child during pregnancy, childbirth or breastfeeding, injecting drugs with a needle exposed by the infected blood, infected blood donations or organ transplants, a healthcare worker who takes the blood samples of the infected patients. 36 million people in the world live with HIV. It spreads like a virus from one person to another. It can cross the boundaries, cities, states, and even countries. And it even can reach you anytime. The effects of HIV in the body. Once the HIV enters your body, it launches a direct attack on your immune system. It gradually weakens your natural defenses against disease and infections, and can affect every part of your body. Find out how. Fever, cough, rash, a strain on the heart, night sweats, muscle aches, sore throat, fatigue, swollen lymph nodes, mouth ulcers. Treatment. HIV infection is not the end of the life. People with HIV can lead a healthy life with appropriate medical care. Antiretroviral therapy ART effectively suppresses the replication if taken at the right time. Medication thus enhances both quality of life and longevity. AIDS can be defeated today more than ever. Awareness and early diagnosis will certainly help to save more lives. Please visit India Medical Hub and share this video to help create awareness. Let's help to create awareness for HIV-free generation.
So, World AIDS Day is an opportunity to show solidarity with awareness, red ribbon on the day. The day is an opportunity for public and private by wearing an awareness on red ribbon on that day. HIV AIDS prevention, treatment, and care around the world. It has become one of the most widely recognized international health days and a key opportunity to raise awareness, commemorate those who died, and celebrate various victories such as increased access, treatment, and prevention services. Awareness raising activities takes place around the globe. Many people wear a red ribbon on that day to celebrate it. Events highlight the current state of the epidemic. So, wishing you all a happy AIDS Day. Stay aware on what AIDS is.
I now request Shri Vadru Chinnavira Badruru, IAS Director of School Education, Andhra Pradesh, State Chief Commissioner, Bharat Scouts and Guides, to speak few words.
Good morning, all of you. Good morning, all the scouts, guides, rovers and rangers, and all the dignitaries from the national headquarters. I am Chinnavira Badrudu. I am Director School Education. I am also the Pro Tem State Chief Commissioner of Bharat Scouts and Guides. I have taken over the responsibilities recently. As a student in my high school days, I have undergone the scout training. I have undergone the cup training as well as the scout training. I was a scout all through my high school days. And even after joining the government service, the state government service, I worked for more than 3 decades in the tribal areas. I was in the tribal welfare department. and as the district tribal welfare officer, I have introduced scouting as a mandatory program in all my tribal welfare ashram schools and hostels in two major districts of Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, that was Adilabad and Vishakhapatnam. And I found that scouting is not only scouting is not simply a program; it is also an ethical movement, a moral movement. Introducing scouting as a mandatory program in all our ashram schools, I found it has inculcated a sense of responsibility among the hostel welfare officers, as well as it inculcated a sense of belonging among the children. There was every house was declared as a group, and the team leader, the room leader was called the team leader, and it has created a kind of fraternity among the children in the hostels and in the dormitories and in the classrooms. So taking a cue from that experience now, after taking over as the state chief commissioner, now I have decided that I have 352 Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas in Andhra Pradesh, wherein there are 17,000 girl students are studying from class 6 to class 12. And now we have decided to introduce scouting in all these 352 girl institutions. We are now going to train all the special officers, the matrons in charge, the hostel welfare officers in charge of these hostels as guide captains, and so that guiding can be taken up. All the children would be trained as guides, and I believe that that would definitely take these institutions to greater heights. And I have also 164 model schools. Model schools are schools sanctioned by Government of India, which are day schools, but the girls are having a hostel facility. They which are co-education institutions, both there are boys as well as girls. So I would like to introduce Scouts and Guides program in all these model schools. They are schools running from class 6 to class 12. So in the recent conference taken up by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, to discuss the highlights of new education policy, I have also proposed to the ministry that as part of the self-defense program taken up under Samagra Shiksha, under the Samagra Shiksha project, there is an intervention called self-defense. Normally under this program, people are taking up karate programs in the schools. I suggested that instead of karate can be one element, karate cannot be called a comprehensive self-defense module. I mean, Scouts and Guides movement, I feel it's to say rightly, it is the right kind of self-defense program. It's not simply self-defense program, it's a personality improvement program, personality development program, because be prepared is the motto of the Scouts movement. So be prepared, that is physically, morally, ethically, spiritually, psychologically, be prepared. This is the appropriate motto that every youth, every boy, every girl should be told to. So I told the Government of India, I suggested to the Government of India that why not take up Scouts and Guides movement as part of self-defense program in all schools. Maybe this can be taken up by the national headquarters also. A letter can be sent to the Government of India ministry, so that people should realize that Scouts is not a moment of a bygone era. Scouts is a living movement. We can make it a living movement. And especially, I'm very happy to find that this webinar is organized on the National and the World AIDS Awareness Day. And I also heard in the introductory remarks that the Scouts and Guides movement is also there to work for achieving the SDGs. This is how a movement has to redefine itself. We have to redefine our position in the present day world with reference to the changes that are happening in our contemporary world. And I believe that Scouts and Guides movement, as a farmer, as a student trainee, as a student trained in Scouts movement, as an officer that has implemented the Scouts program in the tribal areas, and now in charge of the entire school education in the state, I believe that Scouts movement would definitely bring a lot of change. It would add a greater ethical dimension to our schooling, and especially in an era where students are exposed to various deviations in the contemporary world, I think scouts and guides would go a long way in building up, in molding them as true human beings. With this, I feel it's an honor. I take it as an honor given to me to be the chief guest and to be the in the inaugural session. And with this, I inaugurate the webinar, and I thank you one and all and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's get into today's session we all have been waiting for. To survive and succeed, every organization will have to turn itself into a change agent. With these lines, I call Ms. Shimti, Ranger from Meghalaya State, for the introduction session on Be the Change.
Thank you so much. A very good morning to everyone. My name is Shimtilan Kharbali and I'm a ranger from Meghalaya State. And also I'm the Asia Pacific Young Women Ambassador. So now I'll be talking about the introduction of the Be the Change. So Be the Change. Here is the introduction. Be the Change is an educational program on how to take action in your local community. And also, all members can be the change in their community by developing and running a community action projects. Community action require no special qualification or expertise, and anyone who is very passionate about their community and want to make a difference can bring a real change to the place and people they care about. Be the Change challenges you to change something in your community for the better. And it also helps and give us the tool of our strength and resource. Identify something we want to change and make it happen. So here, I would like to share my experience in the World Center when I'm attending the Be the Change program.
When I was young, I thought the stars were made for wishing on, and every hole deep in a tree must hide a leprechaun. Old houses all had secret rooms if one could find the key. I do believe in magic, I believe. Magic is the sun that makes a rainbow out of rain, and magic keeps the dream alive to try and try again. Magic is the love that stays when good friends have to leave. I do believe in magic, I believe. Growing up, the grown-up said someday I'd wake to find that magic's just a childhood game I'd have to leave behind. Clothes that would no longer fit and toys that I'd ignore. I'd not believe in magic anymore. Magic is the sun that makes a rainbow out of rain, and magic keeps the dream alive and try again. Magic is the love that stays when good friends have to leave. I do believe in magic, I believe. When I grew up, I learned again that much to my surprise. Magic did not fade away, it took a new disguise. A child, a friend, a smile, a song, the courage to stand tall. I do believe in magic after all. Magic is the sun that makes a rainbow out of rain.
So here are the key activities. First one is see the change. In see the change, here we need to understand the concept of community action on how to identify the communities we are a part of and how to research what people think of their community. Then we also need to understand the issues of the network of the people we are around so that we can build a vision for change. The second one is plan the change. In the plan the change, we need to identify the change of the of our community needs and involve other community members in our project and plan the step we need to take. Then we also need to establish our project team, choose a mentor, and decide on a project vision, objective, and plan of action. The third one is make or lead the change. We need to put our plan into action and learn more about how to monitor our progress, keeping momentum, and reacting to changes along the way. And the last one is share the change. Here, after a project is done or completed, we just cannot leave it like that or end it like that. But we need to ensure that our project or a campaign, what we are doing, it shall continues to grow and it shall impact our community. Then we should also report our achievement and also share the success story with others. In conclusion, be the change, give all girl guides and girl scout the tool they need to create innovative and effective project, then strengthen the community directly. So the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts exists to help every girl to realize their potential and make a difference in her community and the wider world. As the largest organization for girls and young women, we have an important impact and WAG's one that everywhere to take action for sustainable development goals. So today we're gonna hear from our speakers about some of the SDGs which we can take out. So lastly, I would like to end by a quote. Coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shanti, for that informative session of yours on what is Be the Change. Now, I request Shri Bika Ram Meena, Director of Sports and Youth Affairs, UT of Lakshadweep, to speak few words.
I am B.R. Meena, Director of Youth Affairs and UTL Lakshadweep. Total 10 units, scout units in UTL Lakshadweep. 320 candidates participates and guides is 6 units. 192 girls and boys. Yes. कोविड के लिए कोविड लक्षद्वीप इज ग्रीन जोन yet now, so we are making awareness camp. All scout guides participates. Recently 29 November we participated. Let Sayyid Ali detail बताएं.
Good morning everybody. I am Secretary Scouts and Guides in Lakshadweep. Actually, we have given schools far away to mainland. We have so many problems in Lakshadweep, and we have green zone in all COVID, and our Scouts and Guides students are working for public awareness. And POSCO, we are conducting rally last November 29th in Kavaratti. All Scouts and Guides students participate in this program. And just to madam visit our the remote area, they know actually after visit our problems. We have a net problem is very, sometimes net is available. The big problem is, otherwise it is very common place. Just visit our very active, these Scouts and Guides students and their cadet captains and Scout masters. They want just training for your side. And we give for this type of opportunity. Thank you, madam, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Bikati sir and Syed Ali sir. We'll definitely visit Lakshadweep once. You can't go wrong by investing in the youths. Youths are game changers and creative thinkers. With this quote, I now call upon Ms. Dimpy to present her session on Sustainable Development Goal number 3, Good Health and Well-being.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dimpy from Assam state, and I'm going to speak about the Sustainable Development Goal number 3, that is good health and well-being. Sustainable Development Goal regarding good health and well-being is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations in 2015. Over the last 15 years, the number of childhood deaths has been cut into half. This proves that it is possible to win the fight against almost every disease. The new goal of the worldwide good health promotes healthy life, preventive measures, and modern efficient healthcare for everyone. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 17, with 169 target, and all UN member states have agreed to work towards achieving by the year 2030. They set out a vision for a world free from poverty, hunger, and diseases free. Next, why it is important. Not only does disease impact the well-being of the individual, it burdens family and public resource, weaken society. In April 2020, India was entering the early phase of the COVID-19 pandemic. We were observing the harrowing effect of the virus in China, Italy, and early hotspot in India. It was clear to us as editors that this crisis would upend traditional way of doing business in the sector of public and non-public sector. While our research, we also found various people has been faced a lot. Now, over 3 years, I have been working for a blood donation program, which include donation of blood, where we can find out donating. While our research, we also found various people has been donating blood into a selling buying business. So I, with 2 of my fellow, thought of creating a forum or a program where the donee and the donor could easily reach out in emergency. We not only started with a small blood donation camp, but also it turned into a mela donation into an app where youth could get easily. Now the app. Next, we are up to making a mobile app where the youth who are interested in donating can access with this profile, location, and blood group. Where the needy, without any sort of difficulties, here we will provide blood donors details, their phone number, their address, their blood group, and then the needy could just get it done without a stress in a less time. Now we come to an end where I will be asking some of my questions or some of my doubts
where
the world. Create a bridge in the world to live in peace. This is the time to spread out the word. Love, peace, tolerance, respect. Bring the love that lives in harmony. Whisper it deep into your heart. Start to change the world today.
now I will be asking some of my doubts. Now, hope you will answer it in my panelists. First is that, did you find the app interesting? How can you aware people about donating blood? Are women afraid of blood donation? As a female, do you all think we are afraid of donation? If yes or no, comment it down.
To all the viewers in the YouTube, you can also respond in the chat box of our BSG India YouTube channel.
Before ending up my session, I would like everyone to take a pledge of bringing up change till 2013. We will and we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Dimpy, for the interesting session of yours. For the next session, I would like to call Ms. Ayushi, Ranger Leader, Delhi State BSG, to present a session on Sustainable Development Goal 4, Quality Education.
Ayushi, are you there?
Yes. Shall I start? Is I am audible?
Yes, you are.
So, good morning, all of you. Myself, Ayushi Gupta, Ranger Leader, Bharat Scouts and Guide, Delhi State. So, right now, I am presenting Sustainable Development Goal number 4, Quality Education. SDG is mainly based on the aim of leaving no one behind. It means हमें सभी को अपने साथ लेकर चलना है और हमारे साथ कोई पीछे ना छूट जाए। सो नाउ आई प्रेजेंटिंग, जब भी हम क्वालिटी एजुकेशन के बारे में सुनते हैं तो सबसे पहले हम यही सोचते हैं कि व्हाट्स द एक्चुअली मीनिंग ऑफ क्वालिटी एजुकेशन। The goal here is presented that ensuring inclusive and equitably quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. You need to understand it is for all. So now we come to their targets. As you all know that quality education have 10 targets. So now we come to this on our 10 targets, where the first target is quality primary, secondary education for all. It means that quality and primary and secondary education is for all and everyone in this earth. Then the second one is early childhood and pre-primary education. The third one is equal access to TVT and higher education. Then the fourth one is skills for decent work. Then gender equality and equal access for all. Youth and adult literacy. Then sustainable development and global citizenship. And then safe and inclusive learning and environment. And then scholarship for higher education, professional and development of teaching. यहाँ आप अगले स्लाइड में यह समझ सकेंगे कि ये सभी टारगेट्स किस तरीके से हम एक रोड मैप के से भी समझ सकते हैं. So we can now come to our next slide and see how it can works. So this is our roadmap for our quality education target. So now this is the complete detail where the targets are of quality education we are presenting. So now we come to our facts and figures, where the related facts and figure of quality education are came. So now we are seeing that यहाँ कुछ फैक्ट्स और फिगर के बारे में मैंने दिखाने की कोशिश की है. Where the first one is, so now the first one is 91% enrollment in primary education in developing countries has reached 91%. 57 million primary aged children remain out of school, more than half of them in sub-Saharan Africa. 1 in 4 in developing countries, 1 in 4 girls is not in school. 50%, about half of all of school children of primary school age live in conflicted areas. 103 million youth worldwide lack basic literacy skills, and more than 60% of them are women. So this is the last one, that 6 of the 10%, 6 of 10 children are and absents are not achieving a minimum level of proficiency in reading and maths. अब यह प्रश्न उठता है कि why it matters? Yes, यह SDG क्यों मैटर करता है हमारे लिए? क्यों एजुकेशन इम्पोर्टेंट है हम सबके लिए? Why does education matters for all of us? So this can be understood by my next slide. So why does education matter? Because for other SDGs, other sustainable development goals, because they can break from the cycle of poverty, because help to reduce inequalities and to reach gender equality, because it also empowers people everywhere to live more healthy and sustainable, because for peaceful societies. As you understand that how the education is important for all of us. So now we come to our next slide, जैसा कि आपको बताया गया वैक्स के बी द चेंज 2030 प्रोग्राम के बारे में, I will show you some short tips for you, or the small tips, so that you can utilize or use this program for your project or planning. वैक्स ने 17 गोल्स को 5 कोर एरियाज में डिवाइड किया है, which wax said about quality education. Every girl can develop skills and have opportunity. SDG 4 को wax ने जिस प्रोग्राम के अंदर अपने प्रोग्राम में डाला है, where they said that every girl can develop skills and have opportunity. So now we need to understand that what that point is saying about. So now we come to our next one, that where we can understand wax try to empower girls, take action, change the world. Global leadership event has reached girls in over 60 countries since 2015. These events help us to ensure every girl can develop skills and have opportunities. We are creating the next generation of community leader. So this is created by the WAG. So there is another question, that how you can utilize this. So now come to this point also. How you can utilize this? In the short, मैं आप सभी को be the change की 4 tips, or we can say the 4 steps बताऊंगी. After all this information, there is a question that how can we use or utilize be the change. So what is B? What this is the divide into 4 sections. Each sections provide advice and activities to help you develop and implement a successful social projects. So this is our first step, where you can see the change. तो आइए first step के बारे में जानें, which is related to see the change. Here you will start to build your vision. This section will help you to understand the concept of social action. You will identify the communities you are a part of and research the issue you are passionate about. आप इसमें कम्युनिटी के बारे में आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं और आप किस इशू के लिए पैशनेट हैं यह जानने की कोशिश करते हैं इस सेक्शन में. See the change. So let's come to the next section, or the next tip we can say, that is plan the change. So now the next step, which is all about plan the change. You will establish your project team, choose a mentor to help you, and decide your vision, objectives, and plan of action. Here you plan your project and your team member. So this is your second tip. And now come to our third step. And this is about lead the change. This is the third step, which is about lead the change, where you will learn how to mentor progress, keep momentum, and react to any change along the way. So this section is about putting your plans into the action. So let's come to the last but not the least step, the final one. So this is the last step but not the last one. Here you share your change with others. Now you have achieved your goal. There's still more you can do. This section focus on ensuring your campaigns continues to grow and impact your community. I hope you get the things and you understand how you can do the change with this simple 4 steps. So now I'll just share with you some other things and my experience. Till now I try to present what is SDG, how can you use be the change, but now I will share with you my personal experience and my special memories with the change. I start this journey with the UL4C, where I get the chance to present myself and learn a lot. The event name is Unlock Leadership. यह event Sweden में last year हुआ था, where I visited UN City and I tried to understand what UN planned behind the SDG flag. Here we work in regional groups. यह moment दिखाने का यह भी कारण है that you also need to work in your group, whatever they are. So you need to make a team and work in them. From this wonderful bags event, I get motivated and inspired, and then we plan the project called Freedom of Education. Based on quality education and under the flag of Maharana Scout Group and Maitri Guide Group, Delhi State Bharat Scout and Guide. This project is only for unprivileged children for their studies and for their education. So now I'll just present you some more details about my project. I start this project with the team building, where I conduct the sessions on SDGs and specialize on SDG for quality education, where my team members are taking part. After this, we start awareness camp on freedom of education project through poster and slogan making and taking part in different platforms. So now we come to our next step, where after this we go on our next step and start collecting donations and making book bank, where our rangers collecting used books, stationeries, notebooks, etc. for our project called Freedom of Education. So now I'll just show you something more what we get after all this, our preparation. After this, we connect with the unprivileged children, where we try to understand their skills and support to them for their studies. So now I'll just show you my final plan and our blueprints of our project. This is our complete plan, which we are doing right now. We start with our awareness, then making book bank, collecting donation, and then group to reach at least 50 unprivileged children and plus to help them in their education. So let's join and achieve SDGs together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ayushi, for that interactive session on what is SDG goal number 4, quality education. And hope your freedom of education goes bigger and bigger levels. So let's get into the question answer session of SDG 3.
Priyanka, there is no questionnaire session that will be answered in the YouTube. Let's go ahead.
Okay. Change agent has ability to play the right role and know which to play and when. With these lines, I now call Ms. Emily Kala, Guide Captain from Nagaland State Bharat Scouts and Guides, to present her session on Sustainable Development Goal number 5, Gender Equality.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Hello, good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Emily Kala. And so today, here with us, we have SDG number 5, that is gender equality. So let's start with a questionnaire. What does gender equality means to you? Or what comes to your mind when we say gender equality? Please use the chat box or comment section and write your thoughts. What does gender equality mean to you? Or what comes to your mind when we say gender equality? Thank you so much. So, as we all know, a few years ago, we have been living under the misconception that it is to empower only women. But with the upcoming generation, we are coming to the point that it is for all genders and not only for women. Now, you might be thinking, why did the UN has put gender equality in these sustainable goals? So, under the principle of leave no one behind, the UN considers gender equality not only as a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful and sustainable world. And they also consider that gender is increasingly understood not as a binary system, but more of a spectrum. And that is why they have used for the word gender. And it is true that gender and sex are terms that are often interchangeable, but they are in fact two different concepts. As you can see here in the table, gender is a social construction relating to behaviors, attributes on levels of femininity and masculinity. It is all about where an individual sees themselves as. Apart from male and female, some are transgender, non-binary, agender, intersex, and more on. While sex, on the other hand, it is based on referring to the biological aspects of an individual as determined by their anatomy, which is produced by their chromosomes and hormones, something assigned at birth, generally male or female. Let's look in Hindi here. So, did you know about Trans Bill 2019? On 25th of November, the Rajya Sabha passed the Trans Persons Bill, that is protection of rights, despite criticism and protest from the transgender community across the country. Now you might be thinking, why? It is because of the following reason. No one from the community was asked about their needs and requirements. And also, it seems it requires for a transgender person to approach a district magistrate to obtain a certificate stating that they are transgender. So, taking into this account, the community considered that the bill is passed to control them and not to protect them. And that's why this all issue had been there. Talking about stereotypes, let's have an activity here with us. So as you can see, I have put on two stereotypical gender here, that is male and female. And under that, I have added a list of stereotypical roles or stereotypical jobs that they are supposed to do. So here in male section, we see that they have to get a job as they are the head of the family, or they can't wear any light colored dresses or outfits. Fixing and repairing is their work, and also they need to be powerful, and there is no excuses for being CC or feminine. Like on the other hand, again, female, we have the housewife, and also they need to be graceful and dainty. Cleaning and serving is their work, and working mom is a maid. What we can do is, or you can grab a pen and paper if you have it around, and then you can switch the roles, switch the stereotypical roles, check the list, and then see what are the lists that are on the male section that can be put on in the female section. Like those works that are put on in the male section can be done by the female, right? So think about what are the interchangeable roles that we can put it up. I think you have already noticed it. It is all of them. We can always interchange the roles. Now, the main reason behind this is that is stereotypes. Stereotypes in the society has always put us into situations where we are not supposed to do this or we're not supposed to do that as a male or female, right? And that is what has been infused in our head for these past years, and that is what is stopping us. Now, I would like to show you a video here with us.
समा, समा।
हाँ माँ, मैं तैयार हूँ। चलो वेद, बस आ गई। माँ घर के सारे कामों के बोझ से दबी रहती हैं, पर न जाने क्यों पापा उनकी कोई मदद नहीं करते। मैं जानती हूँ कि पापा ऑफिस जाते हैं, लेकिन माँ तो घर की सफाई भी करती हैं, सभी के लिए खाना पकाती हैं और फिर ऑफिस भी जाती हैं। मुझे इस बारे में ईशा मैम से बात करनी चाहिए।
धन्यवाद बच्चों, आज की क्लास खत्म होती है। अगर तुम्हारे कोई सवाल हो तो मेरे पास आओ।
मैम, मेरी माँ मेरी और मेरे भाई की मदद करती है स्कूल के लिए तैयार होने में, और वो हम सबके लिए खाना भी बनाती हैं और फिर ऑफिस भी जाती हैं। मुझे हर शाम अपनी माँ को ऐसे थके हुए देखना अच्छा नहीं लगता। क्यों वो सारे दिन अकेले काम करती हैं? क्यों नहीं मेरे पापा उनकी मदद करते हैं? क्या केवल महिलाएं ही घर का काम करती हैं?
समा, मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि तुमने इस पर ध्यान दिया और तुम मुझसे इस बात पर चर्चा कर रही हो। यह सही नहीं है कि केवल महिलाएं घर का काम कर सकती हैं। एक व्यक्ति के लिंग और जेंडर का उसकी भूमिका और जिम्मेदारियों से कुछ भी लेना देना नहीं होता। घर को चलाने में हर एक व्यक्ति को योगदान देना चाहिए और घर का काम साथ मिलकर करना चाहिए।
ओके मैम, लेकिन सेक्स और जेंडर से आपका क्या मतलब है?
समा, लिंग एक जैविक पहचान है जो कि उन शरीर के अंगों पर आधारित होता है जिसके साथ हम पैदा हुए हैं।
ओके मैम, और जेंडर क्या होता है?
जेंडर के तहत समाज हमारे जैविक लिंग के आधार पर हमसे ये उम्मीद करता है कि हम कैसे व्यवहार करें। उदाहरण के तौर पर ये सामान्य रूप से स्वीकृत है कि महिलाओं को घर का सारा काम करना चाहिए।
मैम, बिल्कुल ऐसा ही मेरे घर में हो रहा है और मुझे लगता है कि ये गलत है।
सही कहा समा, ये बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं है और ये महत्वपूर्ण है हम ऐसी चीजों पर सवाल उठाएं जिन्हें स्टीरियोटाइप कहते हैं। शायद तुम ये जानती होगी कि दुनिया के ज्यादातर शेफ पुरुष हैं और उन्होंने इस स्टीरियोटाइप को तोड़ा है कि केवल महिलाएं खाना पका सकती हैं। इसी तरह मैरी कॉम, जो कि एक बॉक्सर हैं, उन्होंने ये दिखाया है कि महिलाएं भी लड़ सकती हैं और वे भी उतनी ही मजबूत होती हैं। ये कुछ उदाहरण हैं जिनको तुम ध्यान में रख सकती हो और अपने दोस्तों और परिवार से शेयर कर सकती हो।
धन्यवाद मैम, मैं अपने मम्मी और पापा से चर्चा करूंगी और जब भी मैं ऐसा कुछ अपने आसपास होते देखूंगी, इन बातों पर सवाल उठाऊंगी।
पद्मा, क्या डिनर तैयार है? और मैं सोच रहा था कि तुम हम सबके लिए कुछ खाना बना लो ताकि हम ट्रेन में भूखे ना रहें।
ठीक है। सही कहा समा, ये बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं है और ये महत्वपूर्ण है हम ऐसी चीजों पर सवाल उठाएं जिन्हें स्टीरियोटाइप कहते हैं।
वेद, वेद।
हाँ दीदी, आया।
पापा, क्या मैं आपसे कुछ पूछ सकती हूँ?
बिल्कुल समा, बोलो क्या बात है?
आप माँ की घर के कामों में मदद क्यों नहीं करते?
मैं दिन भर ऑफिस में काम करता हूँ और जब वापस आता हूँ तो थका होता हूँ। तब मैं टीवी देखना और आराम करना पसंद करता हूँ।
लेकिन माँ भी तो ऑफिस जाती हैं, पर तब भी वो घर वापस आकर खाना बनाती हैं और घर साफ करती हैं और अन्य घरेलू काम करती हैं।
समा, तुमसे ये सब बातें किसने कही? हर घर में माँ खाना बनाती है और घरेलू कार्य करती है। यह हमारे समाज में सामान्य है और इसमें कुछ भी गलत नहीं है।
नहीं पापा, ये गलत है। मेरी टीचर ने भी ऐसी मान्यताओं के बारे में बताया था जो कुछ स्थितियों में एक लिंग को दूसरे से अधिक शक्तिशाली बनाते हैं। हम सबके लिए खाना बनाना माँ का कर्तव्य नहीं है। मैम ने कहा था कि हम सबको एक साथ मिलकर काम करना चाहिए और एक दूसरे की मदद करनी चाहिए।
हाँ समा, मैं समझ गया हूँ कि जो तुम्हारी टीचर ने कहा वो सही है। मुझे मेरी गलती का एहसास हो गया है। मैं तुम्हारी माँ की खाना बनाने में मदद करूंगा और कल शिमला जाने के लिए बैग भी पैक करूंगा। धन्यवाद बेटा, ये बताने के लिए कि मैं क्या गलत कर रहा था।
ये केवल एक उदाहरण है उसके घर का, जहाँ सभी लिंग के लोगों के साथ समान व्यवहार नहीं होता है। इसलिए रूढ़ियों को संबोधित करना और इनके बारे में बात करना जरूरी है। जैसे मैंने अपने घर में इस समस्या के बारे में की, वैसे हर किसी को करनी चाहिए। वेद, क्या हुआ? तुम इतने डरे हुए क्यों लग रहे हो?
दीदी, मैं इनसे बहुत डरता हूँ। ये लोग कौन हैं?
वेद, इसमें डरने की कोई बात नहीं है। ट्रांसजेंडर हमारे जैसे लोग हैं जो अपने जैविक लिंग के आधार पर सौंपे गए जेंडर की भूमिका से पहचाने नहीं जाते। मेरी क्लास टीचर मैम ने बताया था कि ये हर व्यक्ति पर निर्भर करता है कि वो अपना क्या जेंडर चुने और हमें उनके जेंडर के चुनाव पर नजर नहीं रखनी चाहिए। इसलिए डरने की जरूरत नहीं।
लेकिन दीदी, वो सबके पास क्यों जा रहे हैं?
समाज ट्रांसजेंडर को समान मौके नहीं देता है, जिसकी वजह से उनको अपनी दैनिक जरूरतों को पूरा करने में चुनौतियां आती है। इसीलिए वो लोगों से पैसे मांगते हैं। माँ, पापा, क्या हम उनकी मदद कर सकते हैं?
अभी तुरंत ये सब बंद करें। हर एक व्यक्ति जैसा बनना चाहे वैसा बनकर जीवन जीने के लिए स्वतंत्र है। आप सब लोगों को इनसे माफी मांगनी चाहिए और दोबारा बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए।
हम अपनी गलती महसूस करते हैं और शर्मिंदा हैं।
धन्यवाद सर। अब समय है कि लोग ये समझें कि हमारा जेंडर या जीवन जीने का चुनाव हमें कमजोर नहीं बनाता और इस आधार पर हमारे साथ भेदभाव नहीं किया जाना चाहिए।
वो सही कह रहे हैं। हमें सभी इंसानों का सम्मान करना सीखना चाहिए और लोग जैसे भी हैं उनको स्वीकार करना चाहिए।
हर एक परिवार एवं समाज में लिंग समानता अति आवश्यक है। बच्चे के अभिभावक उनके पहले रोल मॉडल होते हैं। यह महत्वपूर्ण है कि माँ बाप घर के कार्यों को साथ मिलकर करें और अपने बच्चों से उनके उम्र के अनुकूल लिंग आधारित मुद्दों के बारे में बात करें, ताकि वो और ज्यादा जानकार, लिंग उत्तरदायी और सम्मानजनक बने। लिंग, जेंडर, जाति, धर्म, सामाजिक, आर्थिक या शैक्षणिक स्तर से परे सभी के बीच में आपसी सम्मान होना चाहिए। ये महत्वपूर्ण मूल्य लैंगिक समता आधारित समाज के निर्माण की मजबूत नींव बनाते हैं।
Okay, let's have a talk and discussion here with polling. Can we have the polls on? Okay, as we will be setting the polling in the Zoom meet, those who are attending through YouTube, you can use your chat box, you can use the comment section and answer the following questions here. So the first question that we are discussing about is your mother a housewife or is she a working woman? The next question is, do you support her at her work in your home? The next question is, do you think we can break the stereotypes by 2030? That is the set goal by the WEX. Do you think we can break the stereotypes by the year 2030? Here is the last question. You can use the chat box for this. Do you think you are ready to take action on this SDG, on this particular SDG number 5, gender equality? Do you think you are ready for that? You can use the chat box. Thank you so much for your responses. I would like talking about working on this SDG number 5. We also have an activity pack that is given by the WEX. That is 16 days of activism. Some of you might have already know about it. So it is a program where people unite to raise awareness about gender-based violence and challenges the discriminations to end violence against women. So this year theme is victim blaming. With the increase in violence against girls and women as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent lockdown, women and girls are locked at home with predators and are navigating spaces and places that have become even more unsafe for them. So with this in mind, we want to send a clear message to women and girls about the 16 days of activism, that they are not to be blamed for the violence that they experience. We want to stop the culture of shame and blame that girls and women are often remain silent about their experiences, and create a movement that stands for victims and support them in speaking out and seeking justice. So we have been using the hashtags, hashtag not her fault and hashtag I am here for you. So this 16 days of activism, it is held every year from 25th of November. That is International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women. And it ends on December 10th of December. That is Human Rights Day. So you can find the activity book in the WEX official website. They have activities there, and then you can take the pledge that is available always in the PDF. As mentioned, this 16 days of activism starts from 25th of November to 10th of December every year. So here I would like to say something about the gender inequality here. It is always important that we have to remember that we are not against the opposite gender roles or the other gender roles that we are in the spectrum, but we are fighting against the stereotypes here. It is always important that remember that we don't have to be an expert to advocate or start a community action in the society. So take your kindness as your weapon and be the change that you want to bring. At the end, I want to conclude with this. Larka larki hai ek saman, dono ko do pura samman. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the session, Ms. Emilika. For the next section, I would like to call Ms. Madhushri Ranger from Karnataka State to present her session on Sustainable Development Goal number 10, Reduced Inequalities.
Very good morning to one and all present here. And this is Madhushri, a Rajapaska Ranger from Karnataka State. Today, I'll be handling with the goal number 10, that is reduced inequalities. Yes, we all know we have to reduce inequality within and among the countries. So, before going on and into the session, I would like to ask you all a question that what equality matters. Does anyone know this? If anyone know this, please do chat in the chat box and comment in the comment section. Please do even you own equals. Yes, please. Yes, sir. Next, please. Yes. Goal number 10, reduced inequalities, is nothing but the reducing inequalities and ensuring number one is left behind are integral to achieving the sustainable development goals. Inequality within and among countries, despite some reducing in some dimensions, such as reducing relative income inequality in some countries and preferential trade status benefiting lower income countries or developing countries, and inequality still persists. On the economic front, we can say this inequalities are also deepening for vulnerable populations in many of the developing countries or poor developed countries within weaker health systems and those facing existing humanitarian crisis. Yes, sir. Yes, to know why does goal number 10, reduced inequalities, has to be important. We can also see in the slide that 27.5% of the multidimensionally poor people are present in the developing country, that is in India. One in four every poor people is a poor. Then overall literacy is about 9.2% in the decade the last decade. We have 283 million people who are illiterate. That is in India, we have 283 million people. And the income inequality has increased in developing countries for about 11%. This is an notable point for India. Then we have 86% of the rural population and 82% of the urban population in India where they do not receive any health expenditure support. So we have to make sure to bring about the health expenditure. And come, let's have an look, why is it important? Inequality is a roadblock to progress when it deprives people of opportunity and subjects many to conditions of extreme poverty. Next, please. Yes, we have totally 10 targets which comes into the picture. Let's have a look one by one. Target number 1. So next slide. Target number 1. By 2030, progressively achieve and we have to be sustain income growth of the bottom 40% of the population at a rate higher than the national average. Yes, target number 2, by 2030, empower and promote the social, economic, and political inclusion of all, irrespective of their age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, or economic, and by other status also. By coming to target number 3, We have to ensure equal opportunity and reduce inequalities of outcome, including by eliminating discriminatory laws and the policies which promote appropriate legislation, policies, and action in this. So, coming to number target 4, we have to adopt policies, especially official wage and social protection policies, and progressively we have to achieve greater equality. Next, coming to target number 5, we have to improve the regulation and monitoring of global financial markets, and we have to take a look over institutions, and we have to strengthen the implementation of such regulations also. Next, moving on to target number 6, we have to ensure enhanced representation and the voice for developing countries all over the world. That is about the global international economic and financial institutions in order to deliver more of the effective and credible, moreover accountable and legitimate institutions. Next, coming to target number 4, we have to facilitate orderly, safe, regular and responsible migration, where we can be a mobility of people, including through the implementation of the planned and well-managed migration policies. We have to facilitate this order to bring up the developing countries. Next, coming to target number 8, we have to implement the principle which has been laws taken over for the developing countries to treat them differentially. In particular, we have to look over for the least developed countries in accordance with the WTO agreements, that is the World Trade Organization agreements. Next, coming to target number 9, we have to encourage official development assistance and both along with the financial flows, including foreign direct investments. And we have to states where the need is greatest, and we have to look into the mainly to the states where or the countries where foreign direct investments has to be included. Then moving on to the last target, that is target number 10. By 2030, we have to reduce less than 3% of the transaction cost of migrant remittances and eliminate the corridors with costs higher than 5%. So these are all the targets which we can come in through it. For making the goal number 10, reduced inequalities, come into picture, firstly, we have to make sure that people living in poverty get support and access to economic growth that is can be achieved by school and work. Then by second way, we have to implement the laws and practices that do not discriminate that do not discriminate against anybody, and by this we can create the equal opportunities and the rights. Next, moving on to the third point, we have to be we should not be disadvantaged, and vulnerable people must be protected to give the representation in the public life. Representation in the public life matters a lot for poorest people. And the fourth point is we have the people who leave one country to live in another benefit from laws to protect them, so that we can have welcome to have rights with the border facilities. And I think you all are aware of this goal number 10. So next, please. Then let's have an yes. It is an activity time. Yes, you are all seeing the chocolate. Yes, it's chocolate time. Yes, you all are so sweet listening to me. You are all capable to reduce inequality. So I request you everyone to do this activity so that you can also able to know what is the reduction of inequalities in our country. So open the Google and start typing the name Cadbury chocolate. I think everyone loves the chocolate. So try to find out the life of Cadbury cocoa chocolate and try to feel the essence of the cocoa. that gives an activity for you, please do this activity and make sure that your activity time will be great. And I think everyone are now aware of the reduction of inequalities in our country and all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madhu, for helping us gain knowledge on what is reduced inequalities is. And thank you so much for that sweet chocolate session of yours. Now, I'd like to call Ms. Shilpa, a ranger from Karnataka State Bharat Scouts and Guides, to explain the session on SDG goal number 17, Partnership for the Goals.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. This is Shilpa B from Karnataka State. Yes, namaste all. This is Shilpa B from Karnataka State. In this presentation, let us explore an illustration on Sustainable Development Goal number 17, which is about the partnership for the goals. The idea is that SDG 17 is meant to help for the implementation over other SDGs, that is between 1 to 16. So here perhaps the first illustration is simply that this collaboration on making clips for the SDGs is in itself a partnership for the goals. Yes. Yes, it is important to revitalize the global partners for the SDGs. This is a challenge that brings our efforts, all other 16 goals together. And it is an ambitious and interconnected global development agenda, which requires a new global partnership, including financing development and connecting people through information technology networks, international trade flow, and strengthening data collection and analysis. Yes. Yes. So with respect to this, in relation to this, the Unilever company was partnered with the UK's Department for International Development, and this enabled 100 million people between Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa to gain access to products mainly through the Transform platform. Yes. So with respect to this, we can say that this goal mainly strengthen the source or means of the implementation and revitalize the global partnership for the sustainable development. Yes. Yes. So let us know, why is this important? It is important that a network of partnership between governments, private sectors, and civil society plays a major role for a successful sustainable development. And it is considered as important because of the need of the urgent action to mobilize, redirect, and unlock the transformative power of trillions of dollars from the private resources to develop on the objectives of sustainable development. This is a special requirement of there is a special requirement of long-term investments. Foreign direct investment are needed in critical sectors, especially in the developing areas. Yes. Yes, as this goal strengthen the means of the implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development, globally, 153 billion US dollars are contributed over official development assistance in 2018, which is considered as highest record ever. Whereas India spent 521.2 billion US dollars, and it is the external debit in 2018 December. When we are looking at these BRICS countries, form total 42% of the world's population, out of which India is contributing 22%, which is almost that we can say as 50% or half of the percent. to the global GDP. And another interesting fact is that in India, for every 100 people, 42% of the people have access to internet, which is very considerable. And of course, 76.76 of the urban population have access to internet, whereas it is 14.89% in the rural areas. Yes. So now we shall see the targets. There are mainly 4 targets. They are finance, technology, building the capacity, and trade. So let's look into the finance. This strengthens the domestic resource mobilization, including through international support to developing countries to improve domestic capacity for tax and other revenue collection. And they adopt and implement investment promotions regimes for least developed countries. And next is the technology. It enhances access to science, technology, and innovation, and also enhance knowledge sharing on mutually agreed terms and promotes the development, transfer, and dissemination and diffusion of environmentally sound technologies for the developing countries on favorable terms. And then capacity building. This enhances the international support for implementing effective and targeted capacity building in developing countries to support national plans to implement all the SDGs. Then we have trade. So this will promote a universal rule-based, open, non-discriminatory, and equitable multilateral trading system under the World Trade Organization. Yes. So in addition to this, there are 19 sub-targets under this 4 main targets. They are, first one is to mobilize resources to improve domestic revenue collection. Second one is to implement all development assistance commitments. Third one, mobilize financial resources for developing countries. Fourth one is to assist developing countries in attaining debt sustainability. Fifth one is to invest in least developed countries. And the sixth one is knowledge sharing and cooperation for access to science, technology, and innovation. Seventh one is to promote sustainable technologies to developing countries. And the eighth one is strengthen the science, technology, and innovation on capacity for least developed countries. Ninth one is to enhance SDG capacity in developing countries. 10th one is to promote a universal trading system under the World Trade Organization. And the 11th one is to increase the exports of developing countries. The 12th one is to remove the trade barrier for least developed countries. And the 13th one is to enhance global macroeconomic stability. 14th one is to enhance policy coherence for sustainable development. And the 15th one is to respect national leadership to implement policies for the sustainable development goals. And the 16th one is to enhance the global partnership for sustainable development. The 17th one is to encourage effective partnership. And the 18th one is to enhance availability of reliable data. And the last one, that is 19th one, is that the further develop measures of progress. Yes. Yes. By understanding all these, we must understand all this, and we must make sure that we meet these goals by 2030, and they must be included in the national plans, and all countries must work together and to implement the goals. And then we have policies and laws based on these 17 goals, getting involved in the community works and with aid to organization is a great way to start. And of course, we know that governments must work together with concerned people of all ages in order to make progress on this goal. Yes. So by understanding all this, let's work together and make sure that this goal, that is this SDG number 17 goal, will be met by 2030. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Shilpa, for the interesting session. Now,
Yes, Aparna. Continue.
okay, now let us all witness a special video on Sustainable Development Goals.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I believe it's not too late. Together we can change the world. Lay the puzzle pieces out. Find out what it's all about. Together we can change the world. Can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Silk hats where it's been charted. Roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. With our hands and with our hearts, we can dare to make a start. Together we can change the world. What if we spoke with one voice, knowing that we have a choice? Together we can change the world. Can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Sometimes where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Change your mind and change your life. Set aside the fear and strife. Together we can change the world. When we open up our eyes, then we start to realize together we can change the world. Change the world. Can't do it by myself.
Hope you all enjoyed the video.
Next, I would like to call Sri Rajkumar Kaushik, Director, Bharat Scouts and Guides, National Headquarters, India, to speak few words.
Unfortunately, we couldn't find Sir connected. Priyanka, can you check the message?
Okay. Now I request Srimati Darshana Pavaskar Madam, Joint Director Guides, for her remarks on this session.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful 2 hours of time where you learned how to plan your change, see the change, plan your change, and the ways how you can act on the various 5 SDG goals on which we discussed today. I hope all the children who are here and also the leaders who are here will join hands so that we can achieve SDGs. Just to give you a background about SDGs, SDGs were first introduced by UN, and they were introduced as MDGs, Millennium Development Goal. So it was launched in 2000 when these development goals were launched by UN, and there were 8 MDGs, but we did not achieve it. We were supposed to achieve it in 2015 as a collective effort from all the countries, but sadly we did not achieve that because maybe there was lack of awareness. People did not know how to go about. People did not know what actions has to be taken, what is expected from us. So from 2000 to 2015, we could not achieve it. So now it has changed to SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. And now from 8, they have come to 17. I hope now there's a lot of more awareness than it was there for MDGs. And many of the rangers here, many of the rovers here who are present, they have gone through their process on how to plan and project, how to plan your initiatives to take action. Like Ayushi spoke very well about her quality education and what she's doing into her own regular scope of work. So hopefully all the viewers who are watching us on these Zoom webinar, as well as the children who are watching us on our YouTube channel, will certainly make an effort to make a difference around them. I'll tell you one story. There was a seashore, and on that seashore, there were many small little starfish which were coming along with the wave and used to get stuck because the water used to go down and the starfish used to get stuck in the sand, in that silver sand. And those starfishes were like, jumping all over. And then after some time, they were dying there on that shore. So what was happening? There was one small little child, how curious they are to see nice new creatures. But that small little child was picking up one starfish at a time and throwing it back into the water. And it went on doing that for many hours together. All of a sudden, when his father or someone from his family came and checked out and said, "Oh, what are you doing this?" And he said, "I'm just picking them up and putting them in the water." So he said, "How long are you going to do that? And what difference it makes? There are so many on the shore. There are millions and millions of starfish which are dying on the shore. How will you make a difference to any of them?" So what that boy did is, the boy picked up one more starfish and threw it back into the water. And he said, "But it made a difference to this one." So maybe you cannot change the whole world, but your part of difference, your part of effort, your part of hard work, your part of dedication, your way of touching lives who are around you is going to make a difference to that small little life So, children and dear viewers and all the members of Bharat Scouts and Guides, I request you all to make that small initiative, small effort of touching lives of people around you and making a difference. So, let us all join together and be the change that we want to see in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words, and we'll all become the agents of change. I now request Srimati Kumud Mehra, Assistant Director, Southern Region, Bharat Scouts and Guides, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Priyanka. I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning to everyone. We have reached the end of today's event for her World Talk Show, Be the Change. It's my great privilege and pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. I, on behalf of Bharat Scouts and Guides, extend a hearty thanks to everyone who has joined with us today. Firstly of all, I would like to extend my hearty thanks to Honorable State Chief Commissioner, Andhra Pradesh, Director of School Education, Sir V. Chinnavadru, IAS, for taking time of their busy schedule to motivate our participants. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and joining us. Thank you, sir. I also extend my hearty thanks to Honorable Director of Sports and Youth Affairs, UT Lakshadweep, Sri Vikaram Meena, sir, for inspiring our participants and sharing words of wisdom and encouragement. Definitely, we will visit at Lakshadweep, sir, soon. Thank you very much. I would like to thank most respected State Commissioner Guide, South Central Railway, Padmaja Madam, for joining us, blessing our participants. Thank you, Madam. I also take opportunity to thank P.K. Syed Ali, sir, State Secretary, Scout Guide, Directorate of Sports and Youth Affairs, UT Lakshadweep, for joining us today, sir. Thank you very much. I would like to thank our Director, Bharat Scouts and Guides, Sri Rajkumar Kaushik, sir, Executive Director, Krishna Swami, sir, Joint Director Guide, Ms. Darsana Pavaskar, Madam, our Deputy Director Guide, Srimati Surekha Srivastava, Madam, all the Deputy Directors, Assistant Directors of Region, NSQ staff and RSQ staff. Thank you very much all. I would like to thank and appreciation to our speakers for today for making our session informative and spreading knowledge and experience about Be the Change. Ms. Simti from Meghalaya, Dimpy from Assam, Ms. Imlika from Nagaland, Ms. Ayushi from Delhi, Ms. Madhusri from Karnataka, and Shilpa from Karnataka. Thank you all. I also would like to thank our technical team members, Mr. Abrar from Southern Railway, Mr. Gunjit, Office Secretary, Northeast Region, Mr. Kapil Rajak, Office Secretary, Eastern Region, Likhit, Office Secretary, Southern Region, Saran Raj, Media Coordinator, and Radhika Madam, Media Coordinator. Thank you, one and all, who contribute for making our talk show grand. Thank you very much. I also thank our both Master of Ceremony, today's Master of Ceremony, Ms. Priyanka from Southern Railway, and B.V. Aparna. They done wonderful job. Thank you. We have completed 6 successful talk shows on Free Being Me, Action and Body Confidence, Surf Smart, Stop the Violence, Leadership Mindset, and Be the Change. We still have something in store for you. Our final talk show in the For Her World series is Camp, Knowledge About Menstrual Period, which is scheduled on 15 December 2020 at 10 a.m. We're looking forward to seeing all our great participants again for camp session. Thank you everyone. Thank you our participants and one and all. Be bold, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request all to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा
चञ्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all once again for joining us on the session of